Hello, I want to encourage someone who is stuck in what I call irrational fear. Irrational fear has crippled many people's lives. It has affected us in our initiative toward development, toward personal growth, and it kills our inspiration and motivation even to take risk in life. And therefore, it has made many people to stagnate in the valley of decision making. There is no progress because you fear the unknown, you are fearing to fail, you are fearing what people will say, you are feeling how your life will be after you engage in a certain situation. So this is the fear I'm calling irrational. Now, irrational fear, my friend, it doesn't make sense. It is not based on our perception of the reality, but it is built on what we call distorted negative thinking that is well grafted into our mind. And therefore, in every situation, you prophesy a catastrophe. You see failure, you see danger ahead. And therefore, it discourages you from taking initiative and from taking action. For example, there are people who are stuck in a single life because they fear taking initiative. They fear initiating a relationship. They fear engaging even in marriage because of what people have been saying. Others are stuck there because they don't know what people will say. Others are there because of the things they have heard about the society, how people are killing each other in marriage, how marriage has become difficult. And therefore, even many young people have declared they will not marry. Some don't even want to give birth to children because of the experiences they hear about the pain and all those kind of things. But you have never tried those things yourself and they have failed. Others don't even want to take initiative to start any business or even to engage in leadership or to start any initiative that can improve their life. Others are feeling they might invest so much in education and probably the end may not be very profitable. This is irrational fear. And sometimes it is caused by what we call dysregulation of emotions. You are unable to control that emotion that leads to fear. It is so overwhelming, and especially when the mind acknowledges that lack of threat. And therefore, what people do when they have irrational fear, they tend to avoid things. And that avoidance temporarily gives them some temporary relief of anxiety. But it is not permanent. At the same time, that fear also reinforces that fear of unknown for a longer time. And therefore, they hinder your growth and they keep you a prisoner of yourself. And therefore, I want to remind you, most of these irrational fears are as a result of societal influences, what the society says about certain situations, or the expectations of the society. You are there, you are a Christian, and therefore you keep on feeling associating with men and women because people might have an expectation that you should be holy all the time. But let me tell you, there are things that are called reality. In most cases, irrational fear is potentially dangerous and it cripples your life. You will never have any initiative in anything. You will never take any step toward whatever you want to do. And therefore, I want to encourage that person who have been there because of irrational fear. Please evaluate your fear. Is it based on reality? Are there facts? You have not married and you have failed. You have not started that business and you have failed. You have not given birth to children and you have failed. those things that you are fearing, there are people who are engaging in them and they are very, very successful. So challenge yourself. They always say, if one can do it, I can as well do it. It's about perception. And this is what the Bible says. If you read in the book of Timothy, chapter 1 and verse 7, that for God has not given us a spirit of fear. God has given us a spirit of power. He has given us the spirit of love and the spirit of sound mind. It's all about the mind. Allow your mind to be sound. Challenge that decision. Now, the fact that it failed for one person doesn't mean it will fail for you. So take risks sometimes in the business, move on, and look at things in a positive way. Don't be a slave of what people say. Don't be a slave of people's perspective. It's about you. And that is why I want to remind you that God in the book of Isaiah 41 and 10, he keeps on, he used to tell the Israelites through Isaiah that do not fear, for I am with you. That is all what matters. God is the author of our rights. He is with you. Take initiative. Look at someone like Abraham. He trusted God. He did not know where he was going, and he walked with God. And eventually we saw, despite the fact that along the process he faced several challenges, eventually God fulfilled his dream for him. And that is why Proverbs 23 verse 7 says, as a man thinketh, so he is in his heart. So you when you think about fear, when you think about dangers ahead, that fear will even affect the way you behave. You will not take any action, you will not take initiative, and therefore you just become a victim of fate in life. So, irrational fear is built on irrational thinking, distorted mind about that situation, about that object. So change the way you look at it. Imagine marriage is beautiful. It works for people who are committed. Imagine business can work. It is good. It is challenging, but there are people also who succeed in it. Parenting is a good responsibility. It works for those who have a positive attitude toward parenting. Everything starts in the mind. And therefore, do not become a slave of your negativity. Allow irrational fears to disappear in your mind. And I conclude by saying, if you read John 14 and verse 27, Jesus said, peace I leave you, my peace I give to you. Not as the world gives, do I give to you. And therefore, and I love the last portion, part B of that verse. It says, let your heart not be troubled, neither let them be afraid. Don't be afraid of the process. Don't be afraid to start again. Don't be afraid to take risk in that particular thing that you think you can do to make your life better. Don't be afraid to try new things. Let me tell you, if you get stuck in the old things, you will never know the beauty of starting again, the new things. Don't fear to initiate dialogue. Don't fear to move on. Don't doubt. And therefore, I want to encourage you, kindly liberate yourself from irrational fear, and you are going to succeed in life. Thank you.